We are joined by FIBA President Mainini, who's just joining us, and he had just gotten to the FIBA Americas Championship, fresh also from visiting the Africa Basket Tournament, and that's really my first question. I'm very curious to see what you found from the point of view of the level of competition and also the level of organization of that tournament.
I saw many African championships in the past, and I think the African basketball is really growing now, and we saw a very good level of play. The game were very interesting. And second, the organization is better and better. I think we are in a good way in Africa.
Now, you just arrived. You really haven't seen much of this tournament, but I'm sure you've been briefed that we have these 4 teams, and it's come down to the last day, as a matter of fact, the last game of the quarterfinal round, to even figure out what we're going to see on Saturday. And these are 4 solid teams, some of which have made a great effort to bring the best out here in Argentina.
Just a short remark before I answer to your question. I was between here and Madagascar in Lithuania.
Watching Eurobasket.
Only just watch one day of Eurobasket. And I am coming back after this championship. The championship, I am very impressed by the crowd. It was very warm and very interesting people. Many people know very well basketball, I am sure of that. And I think I saw a better Argentina team in the past than this one. I think, for example, when I watch the blackboard today, there is exactly 0 point from 2 playmakers. It's a surprise.
Well, you've missed a couple of prior games where Paolo Piccioni, the starter, was shooting threes like nobody's business.
Yes.
But in terms of the organization, you talk about the crowd. How do you feel about the stadium, the way things work here in Mar del Plata?
I saw with the main organizer, I have a tour here, and I am very impressed what they are doing around the venue. It's very interesting to saw something like a small jam session outside, some restaurants, a very good press area, and I think it's really a very good job.
By the Americas standards, we're seeing an interesting tournament in that 6 of the 10 teams that got here had foreign coaches. That happened in the past, but maybe not to that extent. Is that typical with other regions, or is that something that's becoming more and more the vogue and the fashion?
It's a tendency in every country, maybe except in France, because we want always to have a French coach.
Yes, he was, of course, the head of the French Basketball Federation for many years. When you look at Europe, you're looking at such depth of talent and capability that even choosing a site must be an internal battle. How do you deal with the abundance of talent and great teams in Europe as you start winning out and preparing a worldwide competition, whether it's the World Basketball Championships or the Olympics?
We are thinking for maybe bigger World Cup in the future. It's a very important thing for FIBA, I think. And if it's possible we need to have 16 teams in the Olympic tournament, because there is so many very close teams not only just in Europe, also here. And there is some very good team in Africa who can have 1 more seat or something like this. I think for the progress and the universality of basketball, we must have a larger competition.
I asked the same question of Secretary General Patrick Baumann yesterday. The FIBA brand basketball is very attractive. And when you come to one of the biggest countries and biggest basketball countries, the United States, there is great FIBA basketball, but at the college level. But they don't get to see FIBA basketball much, whether on television. It's not that simple to get it. Is that still a challenge and an opportunity for FIBA?
I think we are looking for a good cooperation with American basketball, for sure.
With USA Basketball?
Not only just with USA Basketball, also with NBA and maybe NCAA in the future. We are not enemies. We are the same sport. They are working very well for the promotion of our sport, and we must work together hand to hand, for sure. Well, our enemies are maybe some other sports, but not people of basketball, for sure.
We won't mention any sport.
No, we don't talk about that.
We don't. One final note. We've seen the Dominican Republic, who just lost right now, but has a great team. They have never finished this high in this level tournament in its history. But it took a lot of effort. It took a lot of effort, a big budget. I'm not sure, and maybe they're not sure, they can sustain that over years. Is there a concern that competing at a high level, whether it's regionally or worldwide, is something that's beginning to cost a lot of money, and many countries may not be able to do that.
I am sure if Dominican Republic can compete in the largest competition as World Cup or something like this, they can be in for sure. They have a good team, young team, and
yes.
they have big efforts, and American coach coming and with good spirit, and I think we're on a good way. There is not only just American in America's team like this. We have some team like this also in Africa, and also I saw.
You saw Tunisia.
Tunisia is very good this year, and I saw also New Zealand. New Zealand is better and better, and there is some young talents, young players, young potential players in the team, and it's very interesting too. So we're on the way of the more universal basketball for sure.
No one has a monopoly on talent. But let me ask you a question. Final question. Is France going to win gold in London in basketball?
I hope so, but I think it's very, very difficult. We have a good team, good talents, but we must improve our level first during this Europe Championship to finish. Maybe first is a dream. Second, it's very good, or maybe to qualify next year in the Olympic tournament. But in the French team, there is a very good spirit. We have some very good talents, except one thing. I was talking with Horacio. If we can have a player like Carlos Delfino, it's perfect.
Bonne chance à la France.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci, monsieur. That's President Ivan Mainini, the president of FIBA, joining us here at the 2011 FIBA Americas Championships here in Mar del Plata, Argentina.